Hi, this is Sarah from SheHoldsDearly.com, and today I wanted to share with you a couple tricks that we use when we hang really heavy mirrors or pictures. In this case, we hung a really heavy mirror. So this is the mirror that we hung. I found it for $10 at a garage sale, and it's super heavy. I ended up weighing it so we knew what kind of hardware we were going to need, and it's 30 pounds. So we couldn't make mistakes with how we hung this. And one of our problems in an old house, which is a common issue with old homeowners, is that our walls are lath and plaster. So they look like paint stirrers. If you could take off the paint, it would look like paint stirrers and all covered in plaster. And that's how they used to do the walls instead of sheetrock. Sheetrock would actually probably be easier for you, so that's good news if that's what you have. But when you go to nail or screw into lath and plaster, you can hear it crumbling like thin sheets of concrete in there, and just crumbling and falling down inside the wall. And then the hanging piece doesn't really have anything that it's gripping onto very well. It's really hard to hang things when you have lath and plaster walls. So that, hopefully watching how we did that will help you in that situation if that's what you're dealing with. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try to find a stud in the wall, and you can buy a stud finder, little thing that you slide along the wall, and then a light will flash when there's a stud in the wall. Those don't work as well with lath and plaster because there's a lot of wood in there and it gets confusing signals. So we don't even use one of those. We just tap on the wall and you'll hear it, the thud sound changes. Also, anytime you have a corner, there's going to be 16 inches over, there should be a stud. That's pretty standard construction. So we did find one, it was about right here, and that's a no-brainer. If you have a stud, that's great. We decided that we didn't just want to hang the mirror on screws, and we added in these heavy-duty brackets, and I do recommend any kind of extra stabilizing you can do that way. We actually had bought a kit at Home Depot that was specifically for hanging heavy mirrors, and you'll see on the box it says up to 50 pounds, so we're good with our mirror. But then there's several options. I mean, we can use this kit for a lot more items later in the future. Then we had to come over, we figured we wanted 2 screws in the wall to just to help distribute the weight a little bit better, and then also you don't get that swinging going on when people bump it, so those kinds of things help stabilize. So then our second hole, we ended up needing to drill a hole into the wall and then using what's called a molly. And it's a little plastic cap deal that you hammer in place and then you screw into that, and that gives a good solid grip that you can't get in just lath and plaster or even sheetrock. So then our mirror had D-rings that were falling apart, and so we took 2 of the nicest D-rings out of our kit that we had, and we replaced those on the back of the mirror, and then we cut some braided wire. Now when you do this, you want to first of all factor in that this is going to be hanging, not probably straight across the back of the mirror. So factor in that the wire is going to go up a little in the back to get to the right height, and then leave some tails like 6 inches on either side. So you thread through the D-ring, you leave it loose enough so that it can hang at the right height, and then you wrap the tails all the way around until they're just completely wound around the first horizontal wire. Then when you go to hang it, if it is too high or too low, don't replace all the brackets and screws and D-rings. You just need to undo one side of your wire and adjust that and then wind it back up. It's so much simpler that way. So number 1, you're going to try to find a stud. And number two, if you don't have a stud, you're going to use mollies and then screws going into the molly, and you want to use brackets. Make sure your D-rings are strong, make sure you're using braided wire and that you're actually wrapping the tails around the ends, and you should be good to go. So there you go. I hope you find that helpful and that you don't shy away from any $10 mirrors that you see at garage sales, because they actually can be hung on your wall. All right, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do post regularly and I share my professional design advice and our vintage home life. All right, take care and I will talk to you soon.